Well, hello, all our audience, listeners and viewers on CHP Talks. I'm Rod Taylor, National Leader of the CHP, and I am on my way home from about a 9-day trip, something like that. Was in Ottawa for Canada Day, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Then I was back in Calgary, visited Calgary, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Creston. Now I'm in Kamloops and on my way home to the beautiful Bulkley Valley in northern British Columbia. But tonight we have a new guest, has not been on CHP Talks before, and is a special guest. This is our new deputy leader. As some of you may know, Peter Vogel has taken up a new full-time job and a ministry work. And he'll be back from time to time. He's still involved with the CHP and will continue to be helping us out here and there, writing communiques and being occasionally on CHP Talks. But he is doing a full-time job now. So I'm going to introduce you right now to our new deputy leader, Mr. Ken Stouffer. Ken, thanks for being with us tonight, and thanks for taking up this role of deputy leader.
Hey, Rod, it's a pleasure to be here tonight, and it's a real honor and privilege to be in this role of the deputy leader for Christian Heritage Party.
So I'm going to give a little bit of your bio to the folks. This is the first time some of them will have seen or known about you, really. And so for those who don't know, Ken Stouffer lives in Alliston, Ontario. He's been interested in politics since university days. He was involved previously with the Federal Conservative Party and the Reform Party, and served for a number of years as a director in local riding associations there. He's been in business, 5 years selling life insurance, over 30 years in recruitment, recruiting people for professional and management roles in big businesses like Maple Leaf Foods, Walmart, IBM, Honda, and so on. He's been self-employed for the past 12 years, and as I mentioned before, based in Alliston. His work has been very people-oriented, intensive sales work, and intensively interacting with people, which is good, and thinks that will be, and we agree, that will be helpful in the world of politics that he's entering into now. He's planning to be a candidate for us, by the way, in the upcoming election, whenever that may be. And so he also, in introducing him to you, he's a committed Christian. He's been married to his wife, Ursula, for 42 years. Together, they have 5 children, 25 grandchildren. He's been a Sunday school teacher, served as missions chair, volunteers as a shift supervisor at The Door, a teen drop-in center operated by Youth for Christ. He served as an elder at a previous church, member of district executive committee of the Central Canadian District Christian and Missionary Alliance Church for 6 years, served on the board of a Christian not-for-profit for a number of years, and he is a member of Grace Baptist Church in Alliston, where he co-leads the evangelism and outreach ministry. He's interested in history, biographies, theology, and outdoor wilderness trips and so on, basketball, hockey. Anyway, it's great to have you on board with us, Ken, and I look forward to working with you in the years ahead. I certainly appreciate all the work that Peter Vogel has done for the party, even before he served as my deputy leader, and that we know he's going to continue. But thank you for stepping into this role, which has a lot of angles to it, and we know that you're well prepared for that. So we have to keep this short because I've got another call coming very shortly. I've quickly checked into this motel here in Kamloops, and I've got 2 more calls that I have to participate in tonight. So we're going to move ahead. Ken and I were just recently in Ottawa at the Canada Day, Dominion Day celebrations, and Ken, what are your recollections of that? We met a lot of great people. We saw a lot of neat things. Just maybe share a little bit what your experience was there.
Sure. Well, you know what? It's always a great blessing to get together with like-minded people who value the freedom that we've enjoyed here in Canada. And we certainly got to see and interact with lots of those folks, and to hear some talks from the front of the podium there, from people like Pastor Hildebrand, who's received numerous fines for his stand for freedom and his stand against tyranny. And I really appreciate it. That was the highlight for me, was Pastor Hildebrand's comments about our Christian heritage and about the 25 Bible verses that are engraved in various places in the walls of the Peace Tower and our Parliament buildings, and the passion with which he spoke, and really the reminding people of our Christian heritage. That was just so wonderful to hear. And there's been a lot of controversy around this whole issue of standing up and challenging our government on the rather oppressive and tyrannical position that they've taken over the last year. And I think that there's a great little book that I read recently called The Lesser Magistrate, which sets forth the biblical case for resisting tyranny when it's clearly against the biblical ways. So anyway, that was a real highlight. It was wonderful how the snowbirds came across just at the exact right time there. And so anyway, it was a wonderful day.
Yeah, the last note of the "O Canada" was just hanging in the air when the snowbirds came swooping low over the lawn of the Supreme Court. It just, I think, gave everybody there a thrill. We must have had, I'm guessing, about 2,500 people on the lawn there at the time. I don't know if I ever heard a definitive number there, but that lawn was pretty well full, including a bunch that came over across the Portage Bridge from Quebec to join forces with us in calling for freedom, a restoration to sanity in dealing with this COVID non-crisis, the thing that has become a crisis because of the way the government has handled it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so it was great. Met and spoke with so many good people there, and we had some interactions. Ken, you and I both had some interactions with a couple of the other leaders in the freedom movement, Max Bernier and Derek Sloan. Michael Thiessen, of course, well, is involved. You're involved in his church, but and Randy Hillier. It was great to chat with them, not only about the freedom issues, but about things that are going on in the upcoming election, some of the issues that need to be resolved. So it was great to be there with you, kind of our first event that we did together as leader and deputy. Speaking of those things, we learned there, or I learned for the first time, I guess it was breaking news, that we're very likely, we've been talking about a fall election. We know now that it could come as early as starting sometime in August and with a September 13th voting day. So Ken, you've been involved with our candidate training, and you're working on our election readiness team already. And when I get home, we got to get back to work on some of these things to prepare ourselves and the rest of our candidates as best we can for this upcoming election. And along those lines, it seems like that might have been one of the things on the Prime Minister's mind when he finally got around to appointing a new Governor General. So I was pleased to see last night that Ms. Mary Simon has been appointed as a new Governor General. What do we know about Ms. Simon?
Well, I've done just a little bit of research on her background, and she's had a number of leadership roles with, in particularly with Northern Canada. She's from an Indigenous background and has, as I say, had numerous leadership roles with respect to the people of Northern Canada. So looking forward to getting to learn more about her, but I have not heard anything negative about her. So that's great to see that we have someone in that position. And if there is an election going to happen soon, and it's going to be a very, very, I'd say the most important election in the history of our country. And
yeah, she's certainly a woman of stature. She's got a lot of experience. She seems to be what I saw in the articles I looked up last night at my other last hotel room was that she has been involved in critical issues and negotiating on behalf of Indigenous peoples in Canada. Going back as far as going toe-to-toe with the former Prime Minister Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and she was able to hold her own there. So it's an interesting appointment. I think it's going to be a good appointment, and certainly much better than the unfortunate most recent Governor General that seemed to have a lot, as they always talked about the toxic atmosphere in her office. And we don't need a toxic atmosphere. The Governor General is supposed to be an interaction, a person who interacts with, the Queen and our Prime Minister and represents, the Crown and so on. So we certainly, from CHP Canada, we welcome Mary Simon as our new Governor General. We hope and trust and believe that she's capable of doing a great job. And certainly I think it was a wise appointment. I don't often say that about our Prime Minister, but this seems like a very appropriate and wise appointment. And we look forward to working with our new Governor General. And of course, one of the reasons we think that he appointed her is he needs a Governor General to call an election, to dissolve Parliament and set a new election in motion. We think that might be not too far away. So now that she's in place. For the Christian Heritage Party, we have been doing our candidate training. We've had, I think, 6 online sessions with the candidates that we have so far. We're still receiving new applications from potential candidates, and we still have the opportunity for a little while anyway of bringing new potential candidates online. Ken, this will be the first time you've been a candidate, and I look forward to working with you both as deputy and as one of our candidates. And the CHP, we're just going to have to tie this off quickly here, but the CHP has another big event coming up in September. We don't know if it'll overlap with the election or not. Depends on what the Prime Minister does. And what is that event?
That's our big annual meeting, I'm just learning the ropes here, but I guess it's the annual meeting, right?
Well, it's actually triennial, only this year it'll be quadrennial because we had to skip it last year due to COVID. Yeah, so it's our convention, policy convention, and that'll be in Calgary for our members who wish to come and discuss and debate improvements to our policies, meet one another. It's a great time for CHP members to meet the executive of the party. There will be elections for president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and we will introduce you, our new deputy leader, to the people there as well. And I think for a lot of our candidates, we don't know yet when the Prime Minister is going to call this election. We could be starting that convention like the day after voting day, or it could be he might postpone it for a bit longer. But anyway, it's going to be an exciting time for us. We have some great speakers coming, including Angelina Ireland, Delta Hospice Society, and Peter Vogel. That's one of the things he's still doing. And we will be meeting again. Convention committee will be meeting tomorrow night. And Peter Vogel will be helping, or he still is lining up our speakers, workshops, and so on. So anyone who is listening, members who are listening and have not yet determined to be at our convention, please go on our website, look it up, and consider registering. We would love to have you there. So, well, Ken, thank you for joining me. I'm going to have to join another call just in moments because I was invited to speak to some people that we actually met in Ottawa. And
Mhm.
so I'm going to, this will be a short CHP Talks today, but thank you for joining us. For our listeners out there and viewers, this is your chance to get your first glimpse at our new deputy leader, and he will be with us many times in the future. So,
That's great, Rod.
final
Thanks a
word.
lot. Yeah, thanks for inviting me to participate in this tonight.
Yeah, very good. So we hope all of you viewers and listeners will tune in again next week. Of course, we have CHP Talks available both as a video. It'll be posted on our CHP Canada Christian Heritage Party Facebook page, as well as our podcast, which is also CHP Talks. You can find on any of the podcast, what do they call them, aggregators or whatever, Apple Podcasts and whatever, Podbean, you can find the different ones. So anyway, I guess my camera just quit there for some reason. Anyway, God bless you all. Look forward to seeing you again next week for another edition of CHP Talks.